Can Zane solve this puzzle, or is he going to crack under the immense pressure of having to look like a smart guy in front of a whole internet audience?
Would you say that this is in line with or runs counter to Lady Gaga's statement in wearing a dress made out of meat? Fill my toilet bowl full of a cloudy pus. I feel the blood becoming chowder rust.
Oh no!
Awfully rude of you to just do your little clap countdown right over me, Steve. I was clearly talking.
Oh yeah.
I had the floor. Anyway,
well, when I'm editing,
welcome back
episodes,
to A Couple of Fellas.
when I edit episodes, what I do is I'll mute everyone else except for the one that I'm clap syncing, because then there's no interference in my brain.
That's true. It's fine for the editing, but it was just rude while it happened.
Oh, I don't care about real life. I care about my image online and how that looks.
That
and
makes
no
more
one
sense.
sees the clap sync. Yeah. It is
Okay.
the truest form of myself, is the one that I put on the world, as on the world stage for all to see.
That's how many are watching. Yeah. All.
Behind closed doors, I basically don't exist.
Man, I'm getting a couple of good hair days on the podcast in the days
Hell
leading
yeah,
up
buddy.
to inevitable mullet.
Oh, is it giving you second thoughts?
Nah, because I can always just grow it back again. I've done that 3 times now.
That's true.
And chance...
How
Go ahead.
when did you first decide to grow your hair out this long?
I think it was like right after Carissa and I broke up, so the summer before sophomore year of college, which is literally like 6.5 years now. This summer will be 7 years.
What's so crazy to me is
that I've had 2 haircuts in 7 years.
No, it's that, I don't know, when I picture you in my head now, obviously I picture you with long hair, but on some level I still
Remember
I don't know.
that buzz cut?
Yeah, I still kind of like, there is an image of you in my head that is like some very relevant that doesn't have this flowing mane.
Well, maybe we'll get to see it soon.
Yeah, first impressions really matter, I guess.
30% of it anyway. I think a little off the sides, probably chop it to like here-ish maybe, shirt line for the mullet, leave it long in the back, half that on top, rock that bad boy for like 3-4 weeks, have a good time, take some pictures, professional headshots. And then,
dude, you gotta rock it at the tournament ranch. You gotta have
probably.
It for that.
That's most likely when it will overlap with.
Okay, beautiful.
If not, I'll probably have to get it touched up for that.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you want to be looking your best for the greatest competition in the world.
Think of the content we're going to have while there.
Oh, oodles, I would say.
Also,
probably oodles and oodles.
If you're there that week, and, well, you'd have to take Friday off because that's the actual tournament, sorry.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
But if you're able to work remote, we can head over there like Thursday afternoon or something. You can finish the workday, and then we'll be there, and it'll be 5 p.m., and we can hang out and record. And with anyone else that's there on Thursday, maybe grab some group episodes. I think it's a big enough place with enough hideaways where the whole gang is not going to be, and I don't expect them to be, hanging out together the whole time. Like, clearly Friday, for at least those competing in the tournament, it's going to be us hanging out together. And maybe whoever came with them as guests. But for the rest of the weekend, especially because I'm trying to build this multi-friend group kind of mixed pot of individuals, I'm expecting people to just be like buddied off in a small group. Someone's playing darts, some people are playing pool. Like, I expect it to kind of be all over. So we could step out for 70 minutes and grab a recording with people periodically throughout the weekend, and it's not like we would be missed, you know? So it'd be great.
I mean, we wouldn't be missed in general, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's fair. Should we, have we discussed Tournament Ranch, aside from me having been there? Have we discussed our plans?
I think so. I thought we did.
I feel like we must have. But anyway, go back and listen to the episode post-New Year's where I talk about Tournament Ranch, which is incredible. Check it out on Airbnb, just outside of Austin, less than an hour's drive.
Hell yeah.
And it was incredible. But the type of tournament that host runs for his friends, he's going to run a mini one for one day with a group of us come March.
Nice. Absolutely. We love having a professional involved.
And there's the rundown for any listeners who aren't caught up on the full bibliography yet.
Yeah. So Zane, I got a question for you. Have you been playing the game that is absolutely sweeping the nation?
I can't think of the game, and I'm not funny enough to think of something else to say instead.
It's a very simple game, a simple puzzle, a new puzzle every day, just one, no more. You finish the puzzle and you are done with the game for that day. Is this ringing any bells?
I am unfamiliar entirely.
It's a little game called Wordle, and everybody is obsessed with it, and I am one of the people who is obsessed with it.
Is it the same
I'm in a
puzzle
group
every day? Or, like, the same style of puzzle?
Same style of puzzle every day, exactly.
Okay,
Have you ever played the game Mastermind?
No.
Okay, well,
What's
for
your
all
backup
y'all who-
example?
Yeah, exactly. I don't really have one. But I figure the best way to explain it to you would just be to play today's puzzle.
Hell yeah.
Now, I do this every morning when I wake up, and I'm in a group chat where everyone posts their scores. So, I
Have
am
you-
mired in this game.
Have you already done it for the day?
I have done this one, so you will be the one who's trying to figure it out.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
All right.
pressure's on, buddy. I'll be sharing my screen.
Let's see if I
Where the
even
heck is
understand how this game works.
Oh, god dang it. Okay, go live. It's very simple.
All right.
There's a 5-letter word that you're trying to guess. All the letters that you guess in a word, it will tell you how many of those letters are in the word and which of those letters are also in the correct spot.
Oh, and you get 6 tries or whatever?
And you get 6 tries.
Spade, as in David Spade.
You'll be starting with spade, a solid word to be sure.
Yeah, get that S, A, and E.
None of those letters are in it. I will tell you, today's was kind of hard. It took me all 6 tries.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
now I need to see how many words I can put together with what's left.
With the letters that are left, exactly.
Like,
You
I
start
almost went with
eliminating
could,
them.
but that ends in a D.
Hmm.
Can't do caulk,
I see.
because that has an A. All right, running through them.
Yeah,
Big thing is to try and
exactly.
get all the vowels I can quickly.
That's true.
And I don't want to double
It's-
any letters. Like Q
That's-
wouldn't be good because it's UE. And E's
You're right,
already
yeah.
out.
Exactly.
Giving a full stream of thought as I look at this slightly grayed out keyboard. Spade is
Yeah.
not it. There are 21 letters remaining. Bump, bump.
Yeah. Generally speaking, also, you want to try to avoid words that have double letters or use the same letter twice.
I said
'Cause
that
it's-
already because of the word Q. UE.
Oh, right.
You fool.
Yeah. Of course.
Just
but yeah.
ignoring me entirely, huh?
Yeah. I tend to black out once the mics go live. So, you still got a U, an I, and an O, and a sometimes Y.
I've got a couple ideas, but they're all like, I get to a good one, I build a good one with the letters I'm seeing, and then the last letter is like one of the ones that's already out. I'm like, damn, I have to
Right,
think
right.
again.
And sometimes I'll just get frustrated and I'll just like screw it. The only word I can think of has an S in it. I'll just do it anyway.
Oh, you can literally use them again in the guess?
Yes, you are allowed
Oh,
to.
to still limit it down. Okay.
Exactly. This is more like a hangman kind of thing where it's just telling you the letters that you know aren't in it. But you can totally guess them again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, dang it. Again, one letter off. I kind of want to perfect it and not duplicate any letters unless they're right.
Right, of course, yeah.
That feels
No,
like
that
it's
is-
cool. Is there a time on this or just the
There is
words-
no time.
Oh, that's
You have
incredible.
24 hours, or you have until midnight.
That makes me feel a lot better. And in the meantime, I'm
Yeah.
going to divert to tell you about this lovely cider I'm drinking. It is
Okay.
from Bishop Cider, pecan pie, made with Texas's finest peanuts. Pecans.
Wow.
Pecans. There's no peanuts in this
nut
pecan
cider.
pie. 6% alcohol, 100% tasty.
Would you
And
agree?
it says on the top, pecan, not pecan, so I already got it wrong.
That's fine. It's your beer now. You can call it whatever you want.
Oh, dang it. Quote and quota. Not that Q is necessarily good, but if it's hard, that might have been
Right.
good. And E and A
Yeah.
are both out there. God damn.
Exactly. That's the thing. My first word I always go with is steal, Steal.
That's solid.
But when those aren't in there, I really handicap myself in terms of just thinking of more words.
I want to get this correct.
Right. Okay.
Grout. Grout.
Grout.
I hope I spelled that right.
Ooh, you got an O in the correct place.
Okay, so O is the middle letter. Green.
You know that O is the third.
What does it look like if it's the correct letter but in the wrong place?
Yellow.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So
you
now
got
every word
an
I think
O.
of needs to have an O in the middle.
Correct.
I see. Clown. Clown.
Clown, you got 2 more letters, neither in the correct place. The
Okay.
L and the N are in there.
So O in the middle, L and N are both here, and then 2 more
Yes.
letters.
Right. From a rough start, you're making a go of it, I gotta say. This is what the game's all about.
N's not last. There's not a ton of things that come after N.
Yeah,
With
one of the
nothing
things
there.
that this game does is make you mentally sound out 2 consonants that should never go next to each other. Like, could a K come before an M? I don't think so.
I'm working on it. I'm doing my best. This is good game. This is a good game.
Yeah,
I feel like it's not
exactly.
a shitty puzzle. It's not a dumb one. It's
Yes,
not like
and
rote. I don't know. This is clever.
there's no app for it. It's a browser game that you can play on your phone, which I kind of like that there's no app.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, exactly. You just
Oh,
got to go to
I should focus
Wordle.co.uk or whatever it is. What are we thinking?
Oh, I was thinking nylon for a second, but the O is in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a solid slam
Yeah.
dunk from the half court. Okay. This is tough, and I don't know
I
how
will say-
great it makes for good listening as I get into like the more tricky words, but I'm doing my best to also fill time.
I'll say that the Wordle heads out there are going to love it because they can very much relate to this struggle, especially on today's word. Once they hear it and they remember what it was, dude, this one was a toughie, I must say.
Okay.
We're still working.
There's no
for the
use, so I
fans
can
at home.
effectively count out the Q as well.
Correct. I would say so. That's
ZX
a
and
solid assumption.
ZX and V are still in play, but I don't know where. Probably not for Z. I've looked up Scrabble words enough times. Not at
Yeah.
the start. Not at the start.
Yeah, I've had words with X's in them before. That's usually a late win. You never expect an X or a Z.
I'm considering it, but if I don't have like a standout guess, I'm not gonna run with it.
Right, of
Okay.
course.
Oh, another way to think about this that I hadn't yet thought of is instead of trying to start from the O and work my way outward, which is kind of tough from the middle of a word, I can take
Yeah.
other letters that are yellow and just start with what if I put them in X spot? What words can I come up
Exactly.
with? So like
And
if I put
another-
N first, what words
Mm-hmm.
with an O in the middle can I think of?
Exactly. Or another strategy is to forget about the O. You already know where it is. Start guessing other words and that you can get more letters in per guess.
A very different angle.
Yeah. It's a little bit risky.
I'm trying to
you're
take the
not
surgical route.
Of course, yeah. You're trying to build on what you've made.
Oh shit, what if there's more than one? Like, how would I know or would I not know if there's 2 O's?
You would not know.
Oh shit, that's a whole thing I hadn't considered.
Yeah.
Okay. That trickens things. The plot trickens.
It does. The plot trickens indeed. That's definitely one of the mindfuckiest things is, am I really about to take the risk and guess a double letter? It goes against
That's
my
a
better
late game
instincts.
move for me. That's once I know
Yeah.
most of the rest.
I would say that's a solid strat. I'm about the same.
Nylon doesn't help me then, because that would just double N, and it would only test Y as a new letter. That's not a good choice.
Yeah, exactly. And it's testing an N in the same spot.
Oh, the L isn't there. That takes a bunch out.
Yeah.
I think I might end up having to just try and build a totally different word out here in the middle, and then come back to it. Let's see what I can make out of what's left.
Right, right. To the fans at home, he's working with a Q, a Y, an I, an O, an F, an H, a J, a K, an L, a Z, an X, a V, a B, an N, and an M. He has so far gotten O as the third letter, and he has gotten L as not the second letter, and N as not the final letter.
H also seems unlikely unless it's like the start of a word, because most of the letters it pairs with commonly, like TH, GH, SH, are already out.
Yeah, you've guessed a lot of H's friends.
So I can probably exclude that as well. Oh boy, this is tricky.
We do.
Damn, this is tough.
Right. Where's your mind leading you right now? Where do you think that L's?
Are they all nouns? Because wait, no, those are just the ones I'm guessing. Are the words any kind of word at all?
Any kind of word.
I've just been guessing nouns. LOL.
Right, right. You're very left brain that way.
Can I guess LOL OL?
That's a good.
You know what another kind of strategy is that's extremely bold? Oh wait, it's not a word. I was gonna say just mash out 5 N's and hit go.
Oh yeah, I tried that at one point. I just tried to say AEIOU, but yeah, it needs to be a word.
That's good.
And it's crazy that all the vowels are not in some novelty word. Like I would expect that to just like, someone at Webster's had some fun and just like was like, "Oh, what if we put all the vowels and nothing else in a word?" And we gave it a definition that was like the summation of all vowels.
Something onomatopoetic.
Yeah, exactly. AUE or something.
Oh boy, this is stimmying.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm rotating through. Like O first didn't work. I've now explored N as my primary letter for a bunch of different options. Now I'm gonna rotate to L because I'm drawing blanks. So like, oof.
Yeah, yeah. Are you brute forcing this algorithm, just trying all letter combinations in your head?
Factorialing it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're still in something like the tens of thousands. Can't be doing that.
Not the most efficient algorithm.
That might have betrayed my lack of intuitive grasp of like exponential math right there. It might be in the tens of millions, and I'm just confidently like several orders of magnitude off.
Oh yeah.
Now that I look at how many letters there are,
Mm-hmm.
But like factorial, and then subtract all the prime combinations of not word.
Right,
that's math
right.
I can't do.
And these are the thoughts that go through your head while you're playing this seemingly very simple game. It really digs deep into your soul every day. Which letters are you awfully suspicious of?
I still want to try an I out. Because
Okay.
like O in the middle stands strong enough to hold up the whole word as the only vowel, but
It could.
you gotta check the vowels if you can. That's just Hangman
right.
Scrabble 101.
Of course.
Oh boy. Are we gonna need to like pause the recording, go to a break while I just think of my next move and then come back into it?
No, you're just gonna have to think of
All
one
right.
quick.
Well then you better keep entertaining. You better vampire on the mic.
All right. Any day now, Zane will give us his guess as to what he thinks this Wordle word is. A game so simple that everybody and their mothers are playing it. Can Zane solve this puzzle, or is he going to crack under the immense pressure of having to look like a smart guy in front of a whole internet audience? He laughs nervously to himself, knowing deep inside that he may indeed be made a fool by his friend Steve on the internet for no gain of his own.
Feeling dumber and dumber as time goes on. I wish I hadn't
You
done
asked me
3
to pay
hours of fucking data analysis before this.
Yeah, true. Throw in some medical words. You know a bunch of them now.
I actually do know a surprising amount of shit. It's kind of crazy. Like, now as we're
Right.
reading our, like, case-based cases in class in the mornings, I understand so much of the medical stuff happening as we read this story. And it's also weird now going through, like, I'm getting allergy testing done so that I can poo better. And also following up about back neuropathy. That's nerve pain. Well, nerve wrongness, but generally pain. And it's weird also being a patient with all of what I do now know, medically and healthcare wise. It's a funky
Yeah.
experience. It's kind of surreal how much it overlaps, honestly.
In the same way that human beings are the universe finally experiencing itself, you are now a body finally experiencing and understanding itself. It's a beautiful thing. You are a microcosm of the universe. So what word do you think is next?
Mjölk came to mind, which is Swedish for milk and also doesn't incorporate N.
They do some French and Spanish words, I
Oh,
know.
That's a type of hint you should have told me.
No, well, but it's like ones that are commonly used, like adieu and amigo, I think would both count. Because
Okay.
they might be in the dictionary. But what was that word you told me? How do you spell it?
M-J-O with the umlaut above it.
That's not
Oh,
happening.
well, fuck. Backspace then.
Okay.
They don't have the right letters. I can't guess my word. That's on them, not me.
Right. That's true. Well, it's also that the O with an umlaut is something you can now eliminate. You know that's not in the word. I didn't mean to spoil that for you.
What about the A with
you
an
had to learn.
umlaut?
I'm gonna say all accents are out of play for this. So that should make it easy to think of a word that you don't have to worry about all those letters.
I feel like it might have to be a double O, honestly.
Okay, you think
That
so?
second character, if it isn't an O, it limits me down to words I haven't yet thought of. But I've thought of plenty that have, like...
So you're just trying to get that double O either cemented
Well, there's
or
no
out of your
S,
brain?
so there's no loons. Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking
Right,
OO
right,
might
right.
be 2 and 3, but I gotta pick a first letter before I can get to those.
That's a big one.
And also the rest of the word.
Yeah.
It's tricky because most of the letters that are left, I could think of a word with, but it doesn't incorporate most of the letters left. Like,
Right, yeah.
there's
of
not a
course.
whole lot of J, K, 5-letter words. There's like jokes, but O is in the
Yeah.
wrong place and S is already out as well as E.
Yeah. Kojon.
Great, good guess.
That's a good word.
Is that a word you've learned from playing this, or are you still just being a fool?
No, Kojon's one that I use in my daily diction.
Oh, could you use it in a sentence?
Yeah, I love your Kojon.
You make me blush.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Triactin.
I'm crossing X and Z out because I can't fucking think about them right now. I ain't got time for
Yeah.
that.
Block them out of your brain, dude.
But like, L is either at the start
Mm-hmm.
or N is one of the first 2 letters. Because
Right,
there
of
is
course.
no way that L or N are adjacent to each other and also the end of the word.
What about like pommel without an E?
Not a word and also not an N.
True. Connell then. Fine, whatever. Words can be what you want. We make up words. Words are all made up.
But there's nothing that if L was first can come immediately after it and before O,
Right.
except for in rare cases I or Y. See, that's the thing. N and L can't be next to each other, and they also can't be next to, like, most other consonants, which is why I'm so suspicious of these fucking vowels.
Right. Of course.
Like something INO would be a great one to test. INO. Put that in, and then maybe I can find a way to end that with a word.
Once you see it in front of you.
I'm not confident now that I see it in front of me.
I know.
Also, there would have to be an L somewhere in here, so
Right.
that seems almost impossible. It's inox, inoges, inoms, inobs.
Inoge. Yeah.
There's nothing left. Or inal.
These ain't words.
Inalf, inalb, inalk. Exactly, that isn't right. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, inalf is not
good.
a word.
Don't burn my letters.
Yeah, no, if it's not a word, it doesn't count the word. Don't worry. It doesn't count. It doesn't try.
So, process of elimination. We're going technical with it.
Yeah,
Since I'm too stupid to go any other direction. So, L.
Okay.
But then
We got an L on the board. Where's he going with this one?
yeah, there can't really be anything else right there, right? Like, I think, and L's not second. I really would have thought. That means it's most likely second to last, and then possibly last. Least likely is the start of the word.
Right.
I'm wondering how much of my analysis is actually correct, given that you know the answer to this as I play it, and how much I'm just babbling in the wrong direction.
I mean, some of it's definitely correct, but at one point you're like, an L is either before the O, or it could be the last or second to last.
Oh no, I can walk you through that if you want.
No, it's all correct thinking, because they are both possible.
I'm saying second to last or last, but if it is either of those, then the N is one of the first two. That was the important conclusion off of that.
If it's either one, I see.
Yes, because they can't be adjacent.
Right.
So let me start with an N, because if I'm making a bet that it's most likely the L is at the end of the word, then I gotta check the first two spaces for N's. And IN isn't gonna be good. So let's start with the N.
Right.
And then what... I mean, same rule as the L, honestly. You can't do any of these other consonants immediately adjacent unless we're getting into sub-Saharan dialects.
Right. If you don't want to hit the... Again, you know where the O is. If you want to try to make some, like, other words with the other letters you have left and just know, like, okay, I know an O is going here. What are some other letters I can guess? It's not the worst thing to do.
I haven't thought of any words that I liked that get me more than, like, 2 of the remaining letters.
Okay.
And I won't settle for less than 3 new letters and at least 1 of my existing letters in a new spot.
Right, I see.
I can't compromise on these values, Steve. This is what's made me into a big businessman.
Oh, very true. How could I forget?
Big, super serious business. So, that would mean... Oh, boy. These are tricky. There's not a lot of great options.
Yeah. You might have to rip one out.
Huh. There's not a lot of words left. I feel like I should have narrowed it down sufficiently with this to honestly get it in 1 or 2 more guesses if I could just think of more fucking words.
When I can't think of words, I would honestly just move around the L and the N and just see what else I can make with that.
That's most of what I've been turning over in my head.
Yeah.
Feel free to suggest what you would think, and I'll tell you why I've probably crossed it off a good guess.
Okay. What would I do here, considering I don't know the word?
It's not cheating, because I'm most likely not going to take your advice.
Yeah, I mean, what I would honestly maybe do in here is guess, like, lions, and then just, like, forfeit the S. Just be like, I know it's not in there, but I want to see where these other letters are, or something like that. Or maybe I would say...
lions is the best so far.
Okay. There might also be, like...
But there's not much more than that.
Yeah. Film, maybe, or something. Films. That moves some letters around, but it doesn't guess the N.
But at FIL, it puts L in the middle spot, which it definitely isn't. So it's
which
a burn.
You also know it isn't. Yeah,
it's a burn on 2 letters.
Either.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about...
For some reason, I was thinking lions with a Y earlier for no good reason. I knew a
Oh,
hunter lion in
Leons.
high school, but also I just crossed it off then because of the S. However, I am getting more desperate, so one of those two spellings of lions is probably the next move.
Okay.
I would be great to get this in 4 on my first play, but I think that we
Yeah,
don't want to
true.
burn
What's a
literally
word-
more than half of this, so
If you're trying to guess the I and the Y, you could just be like,
it's all right.
uh,
We'll go with lions. Keep
lions?
it moving
Okay.
for the sake of our poor fucking listeners.
Okay. The L and the N still not in the correct spot.
Okay, so N is one of the first two, and the L is one of the last two, for fucking sure.
Right.
Also, I is not in it.
Right, correct. You got 2 more guesses. What are we thinking? We've eliminated I, and we know
fuck.
even closer where the L and the N are. But where are they?
Is it Knoll, Knoll?
Let's try it.
I don't want to double guess, but...
Are we doing it?
Yeah, because that'll test me my L spots and my fuck yeah.
Bingo, baby! You got it, yeah, Noel. And there
Okay.
you go, your first win in Wordle. I will say that's a really hard one with the silent K and with the double L and 1 vowel. That was definitely a tougher word, but proud of you. You got it in less tries than I did this morning.
That was really tough, though. It took me 25 minutes.
Right, exactly. Well, you know.
I'd have
That
to
is,
play a more fast and loose type of Wordle if I were to continue with that in any capacity.
Right.
But that was fun.
But
Good
yeah,
call.
that's Wordle for you. The game that's absolutely sweeping the nation.
Is it sweeping the nation?
Yeah, it's very popular.
Because it sounds like a favorite Pokemon?
Maybe. That could be it.
Who
I don't
doesn't
know.
love Wordle?
I haven't... Or Weedle is also close to Wordle,
Yes, true. And Weavile.
you know? Less
A
close,
little bit.
but...
Yeah, that's like earlier in
Definitely
the
gotta-
chain of guesses if you were trying to guess Wordle.
Yeah, exactly. I'm putting it on the board right now and seeing which letters fit. 2 of them, to be specific. Kind of.
Good job. Anyway, thanks
Yeah.
for making my brain hurt more. I needed
Yeah, no
that
problem.
most of all.
Now everyone knows you're a big smart boy who can beat Wordle.
I need to chill my brain out. I'm going to read you a haiku.
Oh, please.
An old silent pond. A frog jumps into the pond. Splash. Silence again.
Oh my god. What do you think it means?
I'll ask Matsuo Basho. This is considered to be one of the 4 great masters of haiku's finest work.
Really?
Yeah, that's the tier for top quality haiku.
Should
I mean, the
like,
dramatic
cry or something
retelling
out of
probably
respect?
makes it better than it would usually be, but
That's very true, yeah. I can't imagine it read any other way. I think it would lose some of the artist's original intent if literally anybody else were to read it in even a slightly less intense way.
any less aggressive, and it's not going to be tranquil enough.
Yeah. It's a violent poem. You know what I mean? It's not
Splash.
for the faint of heart. Yeah. It's
Do
a
you want
brutal one.
another? I have
Please.
several haikus. I've been
Okay.
needing to de-stress. So, A Poppy
Right.
Blooms by Katsushika Hokusai.
I'm ready for it, I hope.
I write, erase, rewrite, erase again, and then a poppy blooms.
Wow. Wait, so she's writing and erasing and it's creating a flower?
Or a poppy is the plant from which opium is distilled, and maybe this fool high.
Hmm. That's very possible, yeah. Heroin is made from poppies, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That
like
could
a
be it.
product of opium, opioids, opiates, heroines, all of
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like in the
Same
same
family.
branching thing, thanks to Poppy.
Right. Yeah, I remember watching Ozark, and there was a big poppy farm, and they had a secret heroin ring underground. So
Naturally.
I know a thing or two about heroin.
That's where I grow my plants.
Yeah, I grew up on the mean streets of Netflix, dude. So I know a few things about heroin, if I do say so.
Okay. Do you want
Mhm.
another haiku, Steven?
Please keep regaling me with this poetry.
It's good that you're editing this. Here's your timestamp. Haiku
Yeah,
time.
right. Oh god.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I was about to say this is good listening.
This is performance art, and I'll have you know that this is highly lauded somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm putting my body on the line for this shit.
Watch as I alternate between burps and stabbing myself with a thumbtack while reciting this
Yeah.
haiku.
If you're not sacrificing
Capitalism
for your
is
art,
sin.
your art is worthless.
Well. In the moonlight, the color and scent of the wisteria seems
my.
far away.
Wait, wisteria is a real thing?
Oh yeah, no, that's a real plant. Not just a Demon Slayer bit.
Not just a Demon Slayer plant. Oh, interesting. I thought that was a magic plant only.
Both real and magic. Really
Oh,
magic.
wow. Yeah. Art does imitate life after all.
So how about now we watch you imitate art, art being me and my performance, you being you,
Sure.
perform
Gotcha.
some art. Also, stop streaming your screen,
Oh, oopsie.
big weenie.
Okay. This is a piece called Feet Pics, originally written by Mr. Sunchips. She want to see my piggies in a row, but then she asked me, put them piggies on the floor. You want to see my feet, but you can't see the meat. And I better not find my feeties all over the street. You know I'm packing heat, baby, now I'm taking off the socks. You want a pinky ring? Well, I'ma put on all the rocks. I feel the ice dripping on my toes. I got these married women steady taking off their clothes. And that is a single verse from what I think is modern day Shakespeare, Mr. Sunchips.
It's pretty excellent. That
It
felt
is.
spiritually lightening.
Yeah, I could keep going. I could read the following verse.
I would take one more. I'm close.
But I'm 'bout the money. No, not the honey. She said she wanna suck 'em, bouncing like a Playboy bunny. Just because she sucked the toe, do not make that girl a hoe. Progressive. She wanna see them souls wrapping all around a pole. Get 'em waving on the snap for that one-on-one. Always coming back. She never on that one and done. She pays $7.99 for the feet pick. She pop a G like it's nothing for the lifetime click. So this is clearly
A man pushing his foot OnlyFans.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say that Mr. Sunchips is clearly progressive, obviously. He doesn't kink shame.
The subversion of expectations in it being a woman pursuing a man for the fetishization of his feet is
Exactly.
an interesting juxtaposition against the norms and stereotypes propagated within our heteronormative culture.
I would say so. Yeah, this guy, he's embracing his own objectification. In the same way that many women now are encouraged to embrace their sexuality, there's a slut walk every year, which is trying to reclaim the power of such a derogatory term, which now used to empower those women who are comfortable with their sexuality and choose to partake in it. And this man is taking this from the male perspective, doing, like you said, a subversion of gender expectations, and I think that that's really something beautiful and that should be applauded and isn't getting the platform it needs nowadays.
Would you say that this is in line with or runs counter to Lady Gaga's statement in wearing a dress made out of meat to whatever Choice Awards that was?
I would like to think that the two could be advocates for the same cause. I really do. And although Mr. Sunchips does said, you want to see my feet, but you can't see the meat, Lady Gaga, on the other side of that same coin, is showing nothing but meat all over her body for all those who see it, rather in person or online or on the next day on television. And I think that both hiding and showing the meat in different circumstances, there's a nuance to it. But I think that they don't need to be mutually exclusive.
It feels like taking their ultimate goal one step further towards equality of gender rather than preventing objectification of women or promoting objectification of men would bring them into alignment. When you look at it from a more gestalt macroscopic view, the two come into the same.
And I don't think what they're trying to do is equalize the genders as much as they are trying to abolish the social concept of gender. Not saying that, hey, men can do this too. They're saying anybody could do this. Why not a person who identifies as a man? With the ultimate goal of removing all self-identification entirely from anybody.
But adding pictures of everybody's feet.
Of course, yeah. This is a foot-forward world, I would say. Yeah,
you gotta put your best foot forward, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. Well, in their world, I would hope you would put both.
Well said, Stephen. Well said. Excellent points across the board.
I think that's what I gotta say about that. But yeah, feet pick by Mr. Sunchips. Check him out on Spotify. I found him by accident one time, and the rest is history.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You've inspired me, and I would also like to share some deeply meaningful lyrics.
Please do share with the class.
I wanna fuck a dog in the ass.
Wow.
I wanna fuck a dog. That's right, kids. I tried to fuck your mom in the ass. Tried to fuck your dad in the ass. Could only find the dog and his ass.
Wow.
Blink 182.
Right.
2001 album.
Absolute, yeah. An absolute classic for the ages. And what does that evoke for you?
I think it's the same universal struggle for recognition and equality that everybody's pining for. Except in this case, it's the marginalized group of the furries.
Wow.
This is their battle anthem.
This was very forward-thinking for the time then. In 2001, I think that furries were not a topic of discussion on anyone's stage.
That just goes to show you how on the cutting edge of culture Blink-182 really was.
And the normalization of bestiality, too, I think is a brave stance to take in this, let's be honest, anti-bestiality culture that we found ourselves in.
Oh yeah, no, it's fucking disgusting, but like I'm glad that they're fighting for what they want.
Yeah, there must be empathy to go around.
It's not the message, it's the spirit of the message that really
I would say so, yeah.
that I
and
appreciate.
The fact that, although I wonder what to think of the fact that he is going through the whole family before resorting to coitus with the canine. I don't know.
It's got to be a statement about the extreme marginalization of sexual desires in a porn-suffused culture. He's saying we've worked through what we would consider to be standard, the heteronormative, the homosexual, and all the way into bestiality because our society is obsessed with the consumption of carnal entertainment and are only pushing it further into the depths of depravity. And every day we stray further from God.
Right, and when he says that he tried to make love to all these members of this person's family before resorting to their dog, you would think, did he try but was not able to physically, or was he simply emotionally unable to devote that amount of time and energy when he is, again, like you said, so porn-suffused and with this TikTok level attention span for actual human intimacy?
I feel like most likely he wasn't able to.
Right.
He wasn't able to to have his mind in the right place, to have that energy, to have that spirit. And I think that that's commentary on us distancing ourselves from God.
What? Yeah, I didn't consider that before, but now that you've said it out loud, it springs forth as so clear and under my nose the whole time.
There's a reason they have such a loyal fan base, Stephen. The messages ring true.
This is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in the driver's seat of this beautiful song. I really think it is. For who would Jesus be not to, once the family is taken care of, clearly they're all, in this place together where this one person goes and tries to be intimate with them. And when they are all saved, Jesus then goes further on to also save the animals that are within the home. It's really a vegan anthem, I think, professing that these animals are also worthy of our love and devotion, just as much as a family member would be.
On that topic, the pecan pie cider is vegan friendly. They probably support bestiality.
And we're taking... Dude, that was actually... So you know how I like looking up... How I like listening to debates? You know how I like to look at debates and stuff online? There was one, and it was about vegan debates, kind of, but one of the things that apparently is a big argument that vegans make is, if it's okay to eat animals, why is it not okay to have sex with animals? Because it's not okay to eat people, but it's okay to have sex with people.
Maybe we just keep apart the things that we eat and fuck. Those shouldn't be the same things. Is that not a good enough answer?
Yeah, I mean, so is it... So
I wouldn't chew on a fleshlight, and I'd recommend you don't too.
But I don't think you need to give moral consideration to a fleshlight.
Or a banana, but that's the one overlap for these two things.
Is animals.
No, in things you eat and can have sex with.
Oh,
there's like cucumber, banana, and maybe a grapefruit if you hollow out a hole.
Right. And that's all you got.
I think I saw something on Reddit once where a guy saw online, probably on 4chan, to carve a hole in an orange, microwave it, and second-degree burns. He went to a hospital.
Yeah, I bet, dude. Acid burns.
Also, just like liquid in the microwave. You ever taken soup out and you realize it's gone Hiroshima on the top of your microwave?
Yeah, I really have.
Now put your penis in
it. Might not happen. That might be a skip for me. Not exactly on my bucket list.
It's a left swipe.
Yeah, I would say so. A no for me, dog, as boomers would say.
And if you want to get back to art, the next thing that I wanted to bring to the table is Jane Eyre.
Okay. I believe it's Air if it comes up. I don't want you being made fun of.
It's Eyre. In Texas.
Gotcha.
Chapter 1. Wow. Buckle in, folks.
We're going to speed read this book.
There was no possibility of taking a walk that day. We had been wandering, indeed, in the leafless shrubbery an hour in the morning, but since dinner, Mrs. Reed, when there was no company, dined early. The cold winter wind had brought with it clouds so somber and a rain so penetrating that further outdoor exercise was now out of the question.
Okay.
I was glad of it. I never liked long walks, especially on chilly afternoons. Dreadful to me was the coming home in the raw twilight with nipped fingers and toes and a heart saddened by the chidings of Bessie, the nurse, and humbled by the consciousness of my physical inferiority to Eliza John and Georgiana Reed. The said Eliza John and Georgiana were now clustered round their mamma in the drawing room. She lay reclined on a sofa by the fireside, and with her darlings about her, for the time neither quarrelling nor crying, looked perfectly happy. Me. She had dispensed from joining the group, saying she regretted to be under the necessity of keeping me at a distance, but that until she heard from Bessie, and could discover by her own observation that I was endeavoring in good earnest to acquire a more sociable and childlike disposition, a more attractive and sprightly manner, something lighter, franker, more natural, as it were. She really must exclude me from privileges intended only for contented, happy little children.
I see.
Halfway through the first page.
Okay.
What does Bessie say I have done? I asked.
And what did she say?
Jane, I don't like cavillers or questioners. Besides, there is something truly forbidding in a child taking up her elders in that manner. Be seated somewhere, and until you can speak pleasantly, remain silent.
Yeah, good rule. Fuck 'em, kids.
A breakfast room adjoined the drawing room. I slipped in there. It contained a bookcase. I soon possessed myself of a volume, taking care that it should be one stored with pictures. I mounted into the window seat, gathering up my feet.
And then what?
I sat cross-legged like a Turk.
Okay, that didn't age well.
I'm assuming if it's on Project Gutenberg and, like, you know, public domain historical writing, it's proper to not bleep it.
Yeah, that it's fine. It's fine. If you were reading Huckleberry
Anyway,
Finn,
I'm reading Huckleberry Finn next. You beat me to the joke! Yeah, I think that's enough of that. I was going to go for a while and see when you bailed on it, but fuck, dude, that's awful.
I had faith it was leading to something.
No, that was terrible, and I just didn't like it the whole time, but we'll see how many of our friends listen through that. How many of our listeners listen through that.
Right,
how many of our loyal subjects listen through that.
Yeah, our pissants.
And then as a palate cleanser, I have one final piece of art.
Okay, please. Do tell.
The song Mexican Seafood by Nirvana.
Oh.
Would you mind laying down a beat?
It's not going to be synced up over Discord. I'm so sorry.
Do it anyway. Drop it, Steve. All right, now stop the beat. Ah, the itchy flakes. It is a flaming. All the gels and creams it is pertaining. To a fungus mold cured by injection. Hope it's only, a yeast infection. Oh well, it hurts when I pee. Oh, well, it hurts when I see. Now I vomit, cum, and diarrhea on the tile floor like oatmeal pizza.
This is the words of this song?
Fill my toilet bowl full of a cloudy pus. I feel the blood becoming chowder rust.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, it hurts when I pee. Oh, well, it hurts when I see. Roll into my bed, which does consist of lice, bugs, and fleas, and yellow mucus, stained dirt, Vaseline, toe jam, and boogers, stomach acid worms that dance in sugared sludge. Mic drop. That's the end of the song. That's the entire song. Those are the lyrics to the song.
I don't think I've ever actually heard that song. I think I've heard the hurts when I pee thing, but that's about it.
That's from other things as well.
So,
like gonorrhea.
Do you think this is a detailing of an actual experience that Kurt himself had?
I don't understand how most of these things could be actual experience.
Like the sludge?
Yeah, the sugared sludge is one thing. Itchy flakes. I think he just went out to write the grossest song he could.
Yeah, he was a genius.
Yeah. This is grunge.
You know what I mean?
This is art.
He definitely got it gross. I was definitely uncomfortable listening to that.
I hope you like my interpretation of it.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I think that, again, you have a sixth sense about you in which I think that you really are able to channel intent of authors. It's not something that many people have, but I think that you're predisposed to some sort of, I don't know, otherworldly ability to connect to authors both alive and dead somehow. Maybe exclusively dead. I would assume that haikuist was pretty dead himself, considering haikus are pretty old. I don't think there's any classical haikuers these days.
I don't think there's any famous haikuists, maybe at all.
Well, there's that one that you said. He was like one of the greats.
I mean, these days, whether classical is their style or if they are in other denominations of haiku.
Oh, I mean more legendary haikuists. Yeah, when I say classic, yeah. Right.
Gotcha.
Classic, not classical. Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. Big distinction.
Wow, it feels like we've really done a good job exposing each other and our listeners to a wide swath of culture, an important culture at that.
I would say so, both modern and ancient, both in the news of the day as well as the art of our past that got us and our society to where it is today.
It's crazy how timelessly these lessons echo through.
Yeah, I would say that time itself is a poem,
And a flat circle.
in which, and a flat circle, which repeats in patterns, yet always with new flourishes, just like a good song.
And also, always a circle.
Back to circle.
I've never seen a
gotcha.
circle with a flourish that was still a circle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I definitely have in my own brain, because I'm very creative.
Oh, well then, maybe you would like to perform one of your original haikus before we wrap up the episode, Stephen.
My original haikus, that's 575.
That is 575.
All right.
575.
This podcast is done. I am choosing to stop now. Goodbye, Zane. Fuck off. Perfect.
It would be if you did that 4.5 minutes from now when we were actually done.
Yeah, well, you can't always, perfection cannot be demanded. It must be waited for and it must be accepted when it comes.
Perfection
It is a
can't
gift
always be
worth-
perfect. What you gonna do?
Exactly. You can ask for perfect timing or you can ask for perfect material. You know what? I gave you the material right when you asked for it. So yeah, the timing was perfect too, now that I think about it.
Only if we keep arguing about the timing for another 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
That's true. Although, I mean...
Does
we
it really
could
fucking matter?
I don't think it does, dude. I'm going to be honest. Also, to all the fans at home, we are recording this on Monday night, and usually at this point, it would already have been uploaded, so...
That's an
good to just
important
kinda
part.
cut
That's
it
an
here.
important part. That's a good detail to keep in mind, yeah. Well, in
Yeah,
any case, I'm going to
exactly.
put a challenge out to our listeners, and if any of
What-
them listen at all and listened this far through, shoot
Mm-hmm.
us a text. Does it matter? Does it not? Shoot us an email,
Mhm.
a couple of fellas at gmail.com. One of us probably has
Yeah.
the login still. We want
Shoot
to
us a
hear from
Venmo.
you. Shoot us a
Yeah.
Venmo. Payment,
Yeah,
not
shoot us a
request.
Venmo. Exactly. Well, yeah, of course. I'll take all the attention I can get, but payment is very much preferred.
Well, in that case, off.
Peace.